Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I am doing my April budget. I'm doing it a little late, better late than never. Yeah, so the reason why I'm behind is, I don't know, life, I guess. But it ended up kind of being perfect timing. So the budget mom, who I use the digital budget by Paycheck workbook from. So quick, let me backtrack. The budget mom, she is on Instagram, she's on YouTube. She has created this system, which is a workbook, and she just released where she had the hard copy and a digital copy. I understand what she was doing with the hard copy and has made it to where you can insert it in a binder and things like that. But I prefer the printout because then in case I mess up or I want to print extra pages of something, I have that. So that is what I have here. And then I'm also kind of crazy and I want everything to look the same. Even though I'm saving my old pages, I'm updating my previous months with this format. So I'll give you a quick little flip through of like what March's looks like. So here is the new setup, and everything is printed single-sided per my preference. I think her workbook comes double-sided because the paper is so thick that if it would have been single-sided, that just would have been, yeah, a hot mess. Talk about the biggest planner ever. See, with me is I can take out, like, when this gets full, I can remove previous months and so on, and then store those somewhere else. Yeah, so this is what the new monthly spread looks like. I don't know if I have an empty copy of what the last budget by Paycheck workbook looked like. I don't have it like with me printed out to show you, but if you check out my past videos, you'll see. And there's not a ton of changes with this one, but it was on sale for a limited time and I want to support her. And so I decided to go ahead and purchase the digital printouts. So I'm gonna show you. What are you looking for? Huh?
Nothing.
I love you.
Love you too.
Okay, so this is just March's because I've already kind of started to set up April's and I want to show you like a blank one. They do come colored. What I did for March with the last budget by Paycheck workbook was printed it in black and white, so I didn't have the color because the color didn't match. Oh, was it March or February? One of them didn't match the kit I was using, so I printed it in black and white, which is also a nice option in case you don't like the colors that she's picked. One other thing is there's a like cover page for the month, so I just put that in front of the page dividers that I had. These stickers are from Chrissy & Designs from the Michaels collection. But yeah, so here's the blank monthly spread. You get a notes page now, and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with the notes page. Then we have the Paycheck bill tracker. So in the, yeah, okay, so they give you four versions of this, and this is actually set up a lot differently than the previous one, and I like this a lot. It gives you an extra debt category and an extra savings, and I think it just flows a little better. Then we have, oh, and the thing about these is she gives you 4, so if you get paid 4 times a month, you're able to budget per week. You don't have to use 4, you can do 2. I only will use 2. Yeah, and then you get your cash envelope breakdowns, and she gives you 2 sheets, which is 4, so it's 1, 1, 1, 1. And then here on a separate page, she has those cutouts for you to bring to the teller. So yeah, it says like cut out, fill out, hand out. So you're handing it to a bank teller. I fill this out for my benefit, and I typically go to the ATM because Chase allows you to pull out 5s and 20s. So if you've seen my cash envelope stuffings, that's pretty much all that I use. Then you have the expense tracker. Now this expense tracker does look exactly the same as the last one. I'm pretty positive there's no differences. And she gives you 4 of these. And so what I like, again, is that since I have a digital copy, in case for whatever reason I'm like spending like a mad woman, I have more than 4 of these. What I was thinking about doing is using one of these to track my sinking fund transactions. So I'd have my normal transactions on one of these and sinking fund trackings on another. And so it might come in handy to have more than 4. Then you have your debt payment plan. A big thing with most of the pages for this new setup is these rounded corners. So that's a feature here. And I don't know if there's more lines. A lot of the other things have more lines, like the sinking funds here, I think gives you more lines. You have obviously more for extra debt and savings and so on, but this may have additional. I haven't filled mine out yet, but this is exactly the same information as the previous one. You get your net worth tracker. Again, those rounded corners. Your Where Did My Money Go worksheet. So the thing about this workbook versus the last one is that these pages are included when you purchase the workbook. For the last one, you had to buy these pages separately, and there's a slight difference. I know that the font here is a little different. Again, you've got these rounded corners, and she's added this area right here, which says starting balance, incoming income, total monthly income. So this was not there before. Let's zoom back out a little bit. Okay. Here you have your Where Did My Money Go monthly debt and savings breakdown. Again, those rounded corners. Your monthly spending comparison. And then there's a quote. So for March's, the only way you will ever permanently take control of your financial life is to dig deep and fix the root problem. So there are quotes at the end, which is also fun. And then, oh, those are, yeah, pages that I'm gonna put into the March spread. So to get into April, and one thing, I add a few additional pages per my preference, which is like a monthly budget. And then I have a sinking fund tracker that I like to use and a weekly check-in. And those are things that just help me be more accountable because I do not use cash envelopes. So I find it really crucial to use a weekly check-in to make sure that I'm on track. And so I'll show you that in just a second. So here is the April cover page. Again, I have it right before my, these are called like dividers, right? Tab, whatever. Again, April is in the Chrissy Ann Designs from Michael. And then here we have our April spread. So as you can see, I've added some stickers. This is from Planner Kate. This was from like the thick washi from, what kit is this? Kit 125. So there's a thick washi and a thin washi option. I don't know where the thick is, but this is the thin. And so I added that here just to see how it would fit. I've got some sticky notes for where all my bills are gonna go. And then I went ahead and added the dates in a Tombow twin tone with the fat end. If you haven't seen any reviews on these, I know like Cindy from Llama Letters has reviews on these. ERIN CONDREN has a set that's very similar. Yeah, and there's the small end, which I do use, and you'll see that in just a second as well. So first we have this page, this monthly breakdown that I'm gonna fill in. There's a notes page, and I'm not sure how I wanna utilize this. I don't know if this is somewhere where I wanna put my goals for the month or things like that, but I'm gonna leave that blank for now. Then I'm going to be adding in my, where is it? Here it is. April budget for the month. Like I said, I do a monthly version of my budget. I like to see it all as a whole. And I've gone ahead and added stickers this time and wrote in the categories beforehand. Let me know if you like that. Let me know if you would prefer me sit down and do these stickers. I just felt like It's later in the evening. It was gonna take me a long time to do it on camera, and I was kind of tweaking a lot of things. So I decided to do it on my own first and then just show you what the outcome was. Yeah, so this is my monthly budget at a glance. Then here we have the Paycheck bill tracker. So here you're able to put your incomes. So I've got my paychecks. James, which is my boyfriend, Eamon, who's my stepdad, he gives me some money because he parks a car in our garage. And then other would just be any other additional income that I get in for the month. Here are bills. Oh, and a big thing that she added to these that's different from the last paycheck is that they give you a budgeted and an actual category for everything on the page. Before, there was not a budgeted and actual in a lot of the categories. It was just one. And she's added a date column, which is neat. So yeah, I've gone ahead and, like I said, added what my bills were for this, and I'm gonna fill all of this in with you on camera. So after this page is going to be my April sinking funds. Now, something different than what I did last month is I'm going to have two, let me zoom you in. I am going to have two of these trackers. I'm gonna have one for my first paycheck and then one for my second. And you'll see this is actually a lot different. The reason why these are different is because I had gotten one copy of, the sinking fund sheet from Planner Kate, and it gave me one header, and I had to come up with a way to create an additional header. And so I pulled stickers and just wrote on them on top of this, and this will do for now. But yes, so I had found it difficult that I used to track my sinking funds by the month. And so I would put what I added for the month, but then I'd look at that, and then when I was pulling out money for my cash envelopes, I just had to think in halves, and it was just getting a little confusing. So I've decided to split that up into two. And this is where I've used the thin edge and the thick edge of that twin tone. In the purple color, this is from the Brights pack. There's no name on here, but I did like a spread in my bullet journal of the colors. Yeah, so here is my first one. Then we'll have my second paycheck, which I'll set up in the second half of the month. And then I'm gonna add my sinking funds tracker to that. And then I won't need these. I won't need these because I only get paid twice. Here are the cash envelope breakdown. So here I can say, okay, these are all the categories I need to pull money for, the amount, and then what do I want to pull that out in? 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, and so on and so forth. So I will fill that out in a second video when I do my whole sinking funds thing. And then here's the expense tracker. So before the expense tracker, and actually I think I'm gonna take two of these pages and move them after my first paycheck and sinking funds. I'll put this here. I just kind of like to have to not flip through a million pages to find what I'm looking for. So before the expense tracker though, is my weekly check-in page. And one thing that's different with this one than my last one, which let me see if I can pull that for you, is, well, for one, I did a terrible job of filling it out, but two, Planner Kate gives you these strips to put in between. I just don't really see a purpose for them. I don't really understand them. I don't know if you're supposed to fill in totals here. Like, I just don't know. And if you know, please tell me. She also gives a thicker one, but it doesn't fit. And I'm using an 8.5 by 11. So yeah, what I did here was I just drew a line, and I actually have to draw lines here. So let me do that really quick. See, I'm over here talking so much. I thought like, oh, this is gonna be a shorter video because I've added all of the stickers, but no, it still seems like it's gonna be long. So I apologize, but I just want you to understand my process through all of this. And now, truth be told, I'm debating whether or not I even want to use Planner Kate stickers. I love them. I also know that Sarah Marie sells like just these fonts, and then I could maybe get like the washi strips and kind of just use that stuff. Yeah, so I'm just not sure. But like if you look at the weekly kit that I got, I saved all of these, and this is where you can see I was writing that other April sinking funds, and I just kind of ripped it off of those stickers. But I just have a lot of unused items on here, and I don't like that. But yeah, so this will be my weekly check-in, and I'll be able to glance over at these expense trackers and fill that stuff in. So let's get into it. What I'm gonna do is use these little asterisks from this kit and use them to mark where all of my bills are. So I will be right back. Oh yeah, so I want to track that I'm going to be on vacation from the 6th to the 10th. And I just want to know, because then I can understand why I will be spending more money. And I am also going to be posting a video of me creating a transaction log for while I am in Miami, because I don't want to bring this whole binder or the pages with me. I'm just going to bring my bullet journal and probably my ERIN CONDREN, and then leave this behind. But I still want to be held accountable, so I'm going to create something in my bullet journal for me to use, and it'll be easier to carry. I will say these are really small boxes. I don't think I'm going to put on here how much each bill is. I'm just going to say what the bill is and then mark off when I've paid it. So obviously rent was paid. Patreon was paid. For my sinking funds, I have to pull the money out, so I'm not gonna check that yet. Here is Apple storage, and I think I paid for it. I'm not really sure because I upgraded. Here we have car insurance. So these stickers can go. I think this looks really cute. So I really have to think about the following month, what I want to do sticker wise, or just not use them, right? Because I went and I was back planning for, or back budgeting, I guess. And I was just using pen and paper, and I did really like that. So I don't know. Sinking funds, we have student loan. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am actually ahead on my student loan payments by a year. That is my only debt. So this is the day that my student loans were always due, but I don't actually have to pay anything this day, but I treat it like I still have to. It's a requirement. So every month I am at least paying $309.44, which was what my payment was from the beginning. And I just, yeah, I like doing that, because no matter what, then if I can't make an additional payment, I know that I'm paying something. James' birthday, here we have the gym. And you'll see the cost of all of these things once I flip the page. Apple Music. So my rent is all utilities included. You also see that I don't have my phone on here, and that's because I don't pay my phone bill. Yeah, so these are all of the bills that I have for the month. Wow, this looks really cute. I'm really happy with this. What do you think? So I'm gonna leave this page blank for now. Then I'm gonna go into this here, monthly budget, and, oh, okay, perfect. Fill in some numbers. So I do not share my income first and foremost. If I did though, I'd have, you know, my estimated here, total that out, actual, and then if I was over or under with my estimation. So we're just gonna move on to expenses. The other things that I don't share is my savings. So that's not filled in, the top isn't filled in, all of these are. And this is my first time setting it up this way too, with that savings category, because if you'll look here, my HSA and Roth are a part of bills, and it's not extra savings. So I just have to really think through how I want to set this up, but this is going to work for now. So for dental, I'm estimating for the month paying, let's see, $18.48. For health, I'm estimating, and these are going to be accurate, $397.38. That's split in half per paychecks. My rent is $6,000. Oh my God, $1,650. That is with all utilities included. We live in Chicago in a 2-bedroom apartment. Patreon is $15. Car insurance is $63.56. CTA $105. For Apple storage, we've got $2.99 now. I'm hoping they don't charge me the 99 cents and then the $2.99 because I'll be annoyed. I mean, it's only like 99 extra cents, but still. So for student loans, like I said, my minimum will be $309.44. My legs are so sore. I was at the gym the other day. So for gym, I'm estimating paying $144. The reason why it's so high is because it is small group classes. So the max of the class is 6 people. And I can go on a rant about how much I actually really like this place. I feel like I should just save that for another day. Apple Music is $9.99. For groceries for the month, I'm gonna be budgeting $400. For eating out, $300. For my son, Amari, I'm budgeting $250. That includes like diapers, wipes, specific baby food for him. He does eat food with us, but we still have packets. We have specific snacks for him, things like that. Specific milk that he drinks. For gas, I'm budgeting $60. I budget low for the month because I do not drive the car as much. My boyfriend does, but in the event that I get it, we need to fill up. I have something budgeted for that. I also will end up using this category for Ubers or Lyfts if I use them from like a work event or something. For household, I'm budgeting $60. That's like toilet paper, all that jazz. For myself, I am budgeting $60 as well. For sinking funds, we're looking at $690. Half of rent is gonna be $387.50. So that's a half of my half. So we have the rent total here, but what I pay is $775. I just received the money from James, and so then I pay the full $1,650, but what's coming from me is $775. So half of that is the $387.50, which I put aside each paycheck. I'm sorry, not each paycheck. I put this aside with my second paycheck, so on the 15th, so that way when the first of the month comes, I have to only add $387.50, if that makes sense. Then left over, which would be towards my extra debt payment, we're looking at $567.52. And then obviously for unbudgeted, I'm budgeting $0. And then I can go ahead and add all of these up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to add that up off screen on my phone that I'm using to record because, like I said, I can't find my work phone. So my estimated total of expenses is going to be $5,490.86. So I'll be able to go in at the end of the month, fill in my actual, see what I actually spent, and then if I was over or under. And then here I can see over and under in what specific categories. So I'm also gonna quickly fill in my paycheck. So this is a breakdown of out of all of these bills and everything, what am I paying for in the first half of the month. So like I said, don't fill in HSA, Roth, dental, which would be like on my payday, which I guess all of these are because they come out of my paycheck automatically, and then I add them back in so I can keep track of what I have spent. So I am budgeting, oh, wrong category, good Lord, 928, and then okay, 198.69. Good Lord. Rent, which is 4.1. I'm budgeting 16.15. That's what it was. Patreon is coming out, or came out on, I think, the 1st as well. Let me put in those dates really quick. Car insurance, 4.3. CTA is bumping back because I don't have to get my pass. Normally I get it like the 5th or something, but since I'm gonna be on vacation, I don't have to get it till the 10th. Apple storage, I put like 4.2 because that's when I updated it, so we'll see. Patreon, $15. Car insurance, $63.56. CTA again was $105. Apple storage, $299. So then I would go ahead and add my bill total. I would subtract my bill total from my total income, and then I'd have my leftover, and that's how that works. I am not going to include what my leftover is for obvious reasons. So let's move on. So for groceries, I am budgeting $200. Eating out is $150. My son is $125. Gas would be $30 for the first half. Household $30, and then myself $30. Then we have my sinking funds, which are broken up into cash and then Chime. Okay, fuck, that took forever. Cash envelopes for this paycheck is $290. And then Chime is $55. I hope that that's right. I might have to come back and fix that. Then what I'm hoping to put towards student loans this month is, this paycheck is going to be, I think, an additional $150. And then for when I go on Apto, I'm looking to put another 100. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going on Apto, so I do get paid while I'm on vacation for the weekdays, but I typically work some additional overtime, and so I'm not gonna get that overtime money. So I'm putting away a little bit to the side, so that way when my check is a little less, I have something there. I know I have an emergency fund, but I would like to not touch that, so that's why I'm doing this, if that makes sense. I'm gonna set up my April sinking funds in my next video when I do my cash envelopes. Yeah, so I'll do that in an additional video. You've seen me set up my weekly check-in, or I've shown you my weekly check-in page. And then here is where I'm gonna be tracking my expenses. I do have some expenses that I'm gonna go ahead and fill in after I get off of here. But that is it so far for my April monthly budget setup. Oh, here I have a little sticky that says class for Amari. So one of my goals is to enroll my son in some sort of class, whether it be swimming or gymnastics or something. So yeah, this is what my monthly spread looks like. And then here is what my budget is looking like for the month. And then here we have a breakdown of what that is from this paycheck. So let me know what you think. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe. Find me on Instagram at Steph's Budget. Comment, I will respond, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.